you believe that Tim Waltz is bending the knee because Donald Trump is twisting his arm using blackmail tactics. And that's the definition of a great meeting. That's what your belief is.
This is for educational and entertainment purposes only.
Hello, and welcome to the Think Tank, where we use critical thinking, deductive reasoning, just a pinch of common sense to draw unbiased and logical conclusions. The way we do that is we represent both ends of the spectrum. I represent the resistance, and my co-host, the Honorable Dion Powell, represents MAGA. Today we're here to talk about the fact that Donald Trump's claim to have had a great meeting with the governor of Minnesota, Tim Waltz. If this is the type of content you'd like to consume, click that subscribe button. That way you'll be able to hear both sides and come up to your own conclusion using your own critical thinking. With no further ado, my co-host, the Honorable Dion Powell.
Hi, family. I'm District Leader Dion Powell of the Bronx Conservative Party. I'm a strategist, consultant, and community organizer here in New York. America First, borderline America Only, 80-20, President Donald Trump supporter. Back to you, Skip.
So, do you believe he had a great conversation with Tim Waltz? Well, first. Okay, for those of y'all who don't know, the ICE agency has been deployed to Minnesota. And
I think they know that.
Well, just because I have to do this, right? We got to understand how we got to the point we're at. And Minnesota has been resisting. People have been murdered. There was a young lady named Renee Good who was shot dead next to her wife. There was another man named Alex Preddy who serviced war veterans who was shot dead in the street by two ICE officers after being pummeled, beaten, kicked. And the resistance there has grown, marching in the streets. The globe, and especially in America, has turned on Donald Trump for what's going on in Minnesota. And they tried to frame it as if these people were attacking ICE agents, even though there were clear videos showing otherwise. I mean, you can't be attacking somebody if you're getting pummeled, if you're getting punched, kicked, and all you're doing is in the fetal position trying to protect yourself from getting beat on, as the video showed.
8 seconds, or was it 20?
Well, when he was shot, he was in the fetal position. We don't need anything else. We can use 2 seconds of, he was in the fetal position and shot dead. No?
I need more information. I need more information than that.
You need more information than that. Well,
people just don't roll up in a fetal position for no reason, really.
Right, they were punching and kicking him.
Before that,
he was tackled.
How did he get there?
He was shot in the fetal position. There's no other information
necessary. How did he get there? Was he walking down the street minding his own business?
He was shot in the fetal position.
I understand that happened later, but what happened, like, let's say an hour or so?
It doesn't matter what happened before that. No, it really does not.
That's why people don't believe this mainstream news talking him.
No, listen, I don't care what if the police break into my house, right?
No good.
And I'm shooting at them and they're shooting at me. Ooh. And I surrender and I get down on my knees and place my hands behind my head. They're not allowed to execute me.
Okay.
Which is what they did to him. He was in the fetal position.
That story doesn't add up. He was in your house? How does it make sense?
He was in the fetal position. He was in a surrender position when he was executed.
Well, I need more information. And I'm sure a lot of people want that as well.
And I'm sure a lot of people can be like, what do you mean he was shot in the fetal position? What are you talking about? Exactly. Like he was and then you see the video and you're like, what?
How many seconds was it?
They were literally shooting him while he was lying beaten up and bloodied after they pummeled him in the fetal position. They executed this man. But it appears that MAGA is in support of Americans that take care of veterans being executed.
That's not true at all, because Congress there are a lot of Republicans partying with the president on this issue, and they are calling for investigations and taking this very seriously. So
But you seem to be needing more information.
I do.
Well,
That's why
so
there
from
has to be an investigation. That's why Congress is taking it into their hands, and it's a bipartisan effort with Democrats and Republicans to see what's going on.
with all of this happening, Donald Trump says he's had a great meeting with Tim Waltz,
Beautiful.
and this is while he's still defending the ICE Gestapo who are murdering Minnesotans. Do you believe that he really had this meeting with Tim Waltz that Tim Waltz has not confirmed? Or is it Donald Trump being Donald Trump?
Well, it's always Trump being Trump because he's always going to be himself. But let's go to our new partners as being an affiliate of Ground News. So here in Ground News, if you put in they call him Tampon Tim, but I'll be nice and call him Governor Waltz.
Yeah, this is the guy that he did. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You can just go here. It has 586 recent stories. Tim Waltz. But as you can clearly see from Ground News, you're going to have a lot of far-right opinion. Mostly 67% of articles are far-right about this guy. The left is not covering so much, but we can see we can pick any article on the list. Pick an article, pick an article. It's also the blind spot in which actually gives you access to media the algorithm suppresses. Isn't that great how Ground News helps you out? So we're going to click this one right here when Waltz meets Tom Homan. Fellow New Yorker like you and I, Leo, you get to segregate from left, right, and center articles. And on top of that, you get to see the media outlets. On top of that, thanks to our partnership, you can actually come down here and see who owns it, if it's highly factual, if it's left-leaning. But in our description, family, you will see the think tank and our URL. Use code hyperlinks for your discount for Ground News to get such information. However, we highly encourage you tell your teacher, principal, college president, or nonprofit to get their discount. So that way, more students, more individuals that want to seek information real time with real journalism, get it from the ground. And that's Ground News.
Right, you use our link, you get 40% off. Now, back to the question. Do you honestly believe because some things are so absurd I have to ask again. Do you honestly believe that Tim Waltz, amongst all of this happening, is having a great meeting with Donald Trump about and ignoring the fact that his Gestapo is terrorizing cities inside of his domain where he is responsible for, where people are looking out their windows and seeing war zones where people are getting shot dead in the street? Do you think that Donald Trump called Tim Waltz and had a great meeting?
Yeah, absolutely. Because like I showed in the previous episode, there is a signal group. Like if you look at Minnesota Signal Group, the FBI is investigating this group because it does have a few Tim Waltz and other governmental agency staff officers coordinating efforts for these peaceful protests. So I believe with that and the Somalia fraud scandal, Tim Waltz and his government is under a lot of pressure. And as a result, Tim Waltz is like looking to the president for leadership because he knows the president has enough dirt on him and his administration to really drop the hammer. And that's actually the Minneapolis mayor, I believe, is following suit as well because he's got a lot of dirt on him when it comes to his staff working side by side. These peaceful protesters, which this signal group has indicated might be foreign, financially funded. Now that sounds like an insurrection to me.
Sounds like the MAGA movement where bots were funded to program MAGA people to believe nonsense. I get it, foreign influence like MAGA.
Of course, we're going to be proven right. You'll see, just like all things later down the line.
So basically,
conspiracy theorists, if you want.
No, this was actually Elon Musk exposed this on X. This is not a conspiracy theory. This was put for the world to see by Elon Musk. It was transparency, something that, MAGA probably doesn't grasp. But you believe that Tim Waltz is bending the knee because Donald Trump is twisting his arm using blackmail tactics. And that's the definition of a great meeting. That's what your belief is. Hey everybody, this is your boy Leo. You know me. I've been doing commercials for 15 years, television commercials, radio ads, billboards. Now I'm trying to step it into the big leagues. I want to be an independent filmmaker. I've got the degrees, I've got the experience, and I need your help to make my first independent film, Garrote. So Garrote is Boys in the Hood meets Clue. So these dudes from Brooklyn is trying to buy their drugs to supply the hood. So they go to the mafia stronghold and they purchase their drugs, but one of them turns up dead. And now there's a race to find out who did it. The Godfather's going to send in his hit squad, Squadra Assassina, to take them out. They don't figure out who did it because somebody died on his turf and he's not happy and he can't have stuff like that happening in his business. So please, if you want to show support, my Kickstarter campaign is down in the description box.
Well, again, we're not as a public privy to the entire conversation, but
Well,
the
you
fact
just
is,
you just suggested that he's blackmailing him. That's what you said.
well, I am suggesting that, but I'm not suggesting blackmail of itself. I'm just saying, just like with Mayor Eric Adams, just like with other politicians that have, rubbed the president the wrong way, but then realize, hey, I might need this guy long term because I can get in a lot of trouble. Now, mind you, the Department of Justice can go off the governor's Timberwolves and the rest, and then Trump can just
They
sit
are
back
going
it
after
out.
him. So what's left to blackmail him with?
Well, guess what? This is an excellent negotiation tool. You can call it blackmail, extortion, whatever you want. But again,
And I do.
this is not President Trump's fault. We have to point the finger at Tim Walz's administration. We have to point the finger at the mayor of Minneapolis' administration. It's corruption, it's fraud, waste, and spending, and it's collusion with these peaceful protesters that may be funded by a foreign entity.
Well, there's a lot of speculation, there's a lot of accusations, and Tim Waltz himself has not confirmed that there was a meeting, a peaceful meeting at all. He did meet with the border czar, and I do believe that the entire meeting was him trying to get these troops out. Any closing statements?
Yes, we are the media, and now so are you. So make sure you share this content and add your own comments and branding to it. That way, the algorithm pays attention to all of us here because now journalism is going to new heights and to the independent realm.
All right. This is Leon Dion signing out.